Welcome to this online worship service. I'm the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore, and I minister to the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock, along with the Reverend Jennifer Brower and the Reverend Jay Brooks. Although we continue to be physically distant to protect public health, we also continue to create a loving religious community, encourage spiritual growth, and build a more just and joyful world. We seek to restore the balance of our spirits, to celebrate the joys in life, and to find the strength to meet our sorrows. At noon each Sunday, you are invited to our virtual coffee hour to meet new friends and to see the faces of friends you are missing. This worship service celebrates the vital and engaged Unitarian Universalist congregations on Long Island. It includes voices from all our Unitarian Universalist communities who come together to sing, pray, and reflect. Our living tradition is strong as we continue to build community together. We celebrate all the Unitarian Universalists on Long Island. Let us worship together.
We light this chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. This is a faith of an open mind. This is a faith of a loving heart. This is the faith of helping hands. Together, we take care of our earth and work for peace and friendship in our world.
Morning has come.
In the words of the great John Lewis, do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God.
Our congregation offers a monthly story for all ages from the pulpit, sharing themes to a multi-generational audience from a child's perspective. I was honored to be asked to do just that with you this morning. With the help of my technologically savvy family and with the permission of its author, Lindsay Reckler, I present to you a parody of the childhood classic bedtime story, Good Night Moon. 100% of the proceeds from the sale of Ms. Reckler's book will be donated to 3 different organizations serving children and their families during the current pandemic. So, sit back, settle in, as I present to you Lindsay Reckler's Good Morning Zoom. In your own living room, there was a computer and news that was gloom, flowers in bloom, and a picture of all the kids from your class on Zoom. And there was your mom and dad working on their phones and iPad, and grandpas and nanas at home waving to cameras. And again in our house, Mom's in the same pajama blouse. And out in the street, you hear the sirens call, and brave doctors and nurses helping us all. Good morning, room. Good morning, Zoom. Hello, friends. I hope to see you soon. Good morning, light, and a world not quite right. Good morning, indoor sports and couch pillow forts. Good morning, board game, and more of the same. Good morning, rhyme, and hello, screen time. Good morning, grocery store, and packages at my door. Good morning, sunlight, and goodbye, fright. Thank you, doctors and nurses, who will make things all right. Good morning, air and messy hair. Goodbye, sirens everywhere. Good morning, room, and good morning, Zoom. Good morning, world. I'll see you soon. The end.
This morning's offering will be taken to benefit LIACUU, the Long Island Area Council of Unitarian Universalist Congregations. The 11 congregations of LIACUU have come together for almost 40 years to offer programs for adults, children, and youth. The Sophia Faz Camp is part of LIACUU. The Social Justice Roundtable is part of LIACUU, as is the annual LIACUU workshop and dinner. Our congregations range from 11 members to 554 members. 3 are lay-led, 3 have full-time ministers, and 5 have part-time ministers. As you can see, we vary, and we need each other to keep Unitarian Universalism alive and strong on Long Island. In these times of shutdown, many congregations are losing more and more income every month. Your offering today will become part of LIACUU's emergency fund, which helps congregations with urgent, unexpected, and emergency expenditures. Information about how to donate is on the screen. The congregation at Shelter Rock will collect the donations and forward them to LIACUU. Please be generous and know that your donation will strengthen the interconnected web on Long Island. We are grateful.
Connections are made slowly. Sometimes they grow underground. You cannot tell always by looking at what is happening. More than half a tree is spread out in the soil under your feet. Penetrate quietly as the earthworm that blows no horn. Fight persistently as the creeper that brings down the tree. Spread like a squash plant that overruns the garden. Gnaw in the dark and use the sun to make sugar. Weave real connections, create real nodes, build real houses. Live a life you can endure. Make love that is loving. Keep tangling and interweaving and taking more in. A thicket and bramble wilderness to the outside, but to us, interconnected, with rabbit runs and burrows and lairs. Live like you like yourself, and it may happen. Reach out, keep reaching out, keep bringing in. This is how we're going to live for a long time. Not always, for every gardener knows that after the digging, after the planting, and after the long season of tending and growth, the harvest comes.
prayer, spoken and silent, is one way to express the deepest wishes of our hearts, our most important aspirations, our cries for help and forgiveness. Will you join me in a spirit of prayer and meditation? For all those in this community and beyond who have occasions for joy, may all beings be grateful. May all those celebrating increase their joy by sharing their blessings. For all those in this community and beyond who are suffering, may those frightened cease to be afraid. May those bound be set free. May all beings faced with struggles, both great and small, find relief swiftly from their suffering. For those times when we have failed to live up to our best selves, for the guilt and shame we carry with us, may we take action toward right relationship with ourselves, with others, and with our world. May we forgive ourselves and each other and move forward in freedom. For world events that touch our hearts, for the celebrations and struggles of communities near and far, may all peoples be freed from oppression. May all peoples live in peace. May all peoples recognize in the struggles of others the potential for their own liberation. And now, upon the ringing of the bell, you might wish to add the names, silently or aloud, of any individuals or groups you wish to lift up this morning for any reason. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be free. May all beings be well. Amen, and blessed be.
My mama was a second grade teacher at the Glade Wynn Elementary School in the rich suburbs of Philadelphia. She loved the children, but she was shy with the parents, who were financiers, pro ball players, attorneys, members of the junior league, cricket clubs, fox hunting clubs. For Christmas, she would get amazing presents. One year, she got a bottle of Joy perfume. Then it cost $150 an ounce. I don't know that she ever wore it. She was keeping it for a special occasion. She kept it so long that it finally all evaporated. About other things, she was much more open-handed. We had grandfather's china and silver, which she often used. "That's what they are meant for, to be used," she said. "No sense in saving them. You'd never see them at all that way." The open-handedness didn't extend to her own person, though. She wore sensible clothes, comfortable shoes, white cotton underwear. She had grown up the child of missionaries, and whether she wanted it or not, that background was deep in her. She looked respectable and kind. She was cute and cheerful and funny. Joy perfume just didn't fit who she seemed to be. A daughter never sees all the sides of her mother, though. It makes me smile to think that she harbored a hope that there would come an occasion where it could be her, where she might walk into a room smelling rich and sophisticated, cherished and valued, where it would be just the right thing for her to wear. She let my sister and me smell it whenever one wanted to. The bottle sat like an honored but intimidating guest on her dresser. Whenever we smelled it, we marveled at how much it had cost. I don't remember it ever occurring to me to wear it. I want to let this lesson deep into me. Celebrate being alive, drawing breath. Celebrate that you are achingly sad today that it will pass. It is good to be able to feel feelings. Celebrate that there was a love so big and good that it hurts to lose it. That there was a time so sweet that you would ache remembering. Celebrate those things. Honor the flowering of the tomato plants, the opening of daylilies, the lemon smell of magnolias. Honor the ache of your heart and the tears falling. Life is mostly ordinary time. Ordinary time shot through with light and pain and love. Lavish joy on ordinary time. Hope is a wonderful thing, but not if it makes you put off splashing yourself with joy.
So much has happened over the last months. What began as the promise of a short moment of disruption, something we might embrace as a timeout, a Sabbath, a moment of intentional and cozy reflection, has instead, for many, been a time of anxiety and fear and unknowing that has lasted well past any initial planning. Still, in the midst of all that has come to pass, our Unitarian Universalist communities have been havens and touchstones for so many. Yes, we struggle. Yes, there are more needs than any of us can meet. Yes, there have been and will be painful losses. And yes, still, we are here for one another. And in one form or another, we will continue to be present and continue to try to do good in the world. Now we can all see that it was never just our buildings that defined our communities or our faith. Truly, it is our relationship to one another, each to everyone. Our Unitarian Universalist living tradition. It is a story of transformation and renewal. May it always be so.
We've come to the point in our service where we typically extinguish the flame in our chalice. But before we do, I'd like to share with you a story of how this particular chalice behind me came to be, in the words of Margaret Brown, a member of the congregation who was instrumental in its creation. On March 15th, 2015, I learned that our church had been destroyed in a fire. I cried and I cried, but then I remembered the windows. I didn't have access to the site, but I asked another member of our congregation, Peter Young, who by his position did have access, to find any pieces of glass he could. And then he diligently and generously collected them. Fused together glass, smoky glass, shards of glass. It seemed that for such big windows there was so little left. I remember so many times of the day, at any time of the day, when staring outside to the trees beyond through those small planes of stained glass was mesmerizing and soothing. And so I know what I needed to do. I took the shards of glass to the artist Liz Schaeffler, and she created this candle holder, which I then donated to our church. My friends, we are a community of memory, resilience, and hope. We are not bound or confined or defined by our buildings or even by our geography. Instead, we are defined by the power each of us possesses to take up those metaphorical shards of the world and find new and more beautiful ways to fuse them together into objects of hope and beauty. And so I send you forth this day as people of resilience. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Blessed be.